everybody. What's up, Mike? What's up, Kev?
Hey, buddy. Hey, Mike.
Guys.
Man, long time no see. Man, I need to get some G in the background. Sheesh, man.
I know, Kevin. We're gonna have to hire Kevin to come to everybody's house and start building stuff.
That could be the official Grandaddy model.
Pimp my garage.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, before we get started, dude, like you're gonna have to tell us about this chevron in the background. That's changing colors, man. Where did you get it, and how can I get one?
I built it, and I just had some scrap wood laying around the house, and I was slightly motivated after I came home in December. So I just cut that chevron out, and then I found some strip lights that color change and threw them on the back there. It's battery operated, so I can throw it on whenever I want. So
That's
really makes the garage kind of nice. Along
That's
with the
pretty dope,
Grandaddy
man.
flag. So yeah, or I'll take orders.
I'm pretty sure you can sell like 1,000 of them before Callaway decides to to dig in your pockets, man.
That's right. That's right. Maybe I should keep it just a one-off.
That's funny, dude. Man, so listen, dude, it's 2019. Man, we got the new captain or assistant captain on deck.
That's right. What's going on?
Man, coming out of Texas, Mike, you got to be like, I've already talked to you several times, but I know you are absolutely ridiculously stoked, man.
Yeah. When it all went down, I really didn't know what was going on. I was talking to Philly V. He called me. I was at work and I was in the middle of something. I'm like, okay, Phil doesn't call me unless something serious is going down. I went into a conference room. I kind of snuck into a conference room and he started talking to me and I started reading the forum. And man, I 2015 all over again, right? Goosebumps started hitting me, palms got a little sweaty, and I just like, man, look, and at that point it was funny because in 2015 I'd only heard about it,
Right.
and then now I went through it, and then to kind of talk about it with Phil, and then realizing what I'm about to go through again,
Yeah.
I kind of still feel those same emotions, man. It was pretty special.
Man, and the funny thing is, so I've been to one other event with THP, and I'm not discounting any other event, but the feeling you get on the Grandaddy PM is just another world. It just is, man. And it's funny because I'm probably gonna look stupid doing this, but I still go back and look at my PM I have from JB all the time. Like
I've done that.
It's insane, man.
Yeah, I've sneaked at mine a couple of times, and I've even downloaded mine to make sure I don't lose it. But yeah, it's it's surreal, and at the same time, it's kind of one of those things where obviously grateful for the opportunity. THP does so many awesome events with so many OEMs, and obviously everybody has their kind of favorites and what they kind of gravitate towards for various reasons. And this one is special to me, and we've talked about it on the forum, and it's more than the golf, right? It's everything that comes with it. It's everything on the back end of it that people really don't pay attention to until it's over and done with, and you're just kind of like, crap. I just went through 4 or 5 whirlwind days of whatever it was, and it might be 3-4 months later, and you still can't kind of process what you went through, right? So, here I am a few years removed from it, and I'm excited because I feel like I can kind of give this new team a perspective of what to do, kind of how to look at it, kind of how to kind of base yourself a little bit, so to speak, and kind of walk before you run kind of thing, and not get overwhelmed. And I know you guys can talk about it a few months out. How overwhelmed you guys were, even when you got back home and started kind of processing what you went through.
Still processing it.
Right.
I think it's nuts. I don't know, you come back home and you're kind of exhausted from the trip, yet you're still just super excited from the trip. I can say, honestly, I don't think there's a day that's passed that I haven't thought about the Grandaddy. It's every day. I mean, heck, I stare out the windshield of my pickup in the morning and I see the chevron and the Grandaddy flag every morning. That's a pretty good way to get the day started. But I imagine you're the same way, Clayton.
Yeah, for me, literally, it drives my wife nuts because I go, like, literally, if I don't do anything else, I'm in the backyard with my PM. I've got a field behind my house, and literally every time I grab my clubs, every time I see the head covers, the custom head covers, it just never stops, man. And the thing about it, to your point, is it really is a whirlwind for those 4.5 days, and by the time it's over, it's over like as soon as it's gotten started. You're like literally you crush man a lifetime of memories into 4 days, and like you spend the rest of the year just kind of unraveling all that stuff in your mind because so much happened in those few days. And I've gone over so many different conversations in my head with guys from the zoo crew. Sometimes I'm just sitting at my desk, just leaning back, smiling like, man, this is crazy. And so the cool thing is I've still got my brothers from the 2018 team. We still talk all the time. And so you're rehashing stuff. Sometimes we're shooting pictures at each other. Remember this?
Yeah.
And so I will say though, for me, taking a step back after the event, you realize how much bigger this is than golf. Like it's so much bigger even than like the participants and even just the people that are there. It's the whole thing. It's everything that comes together. And man, it really had for me like a kind of a surreal impact on my life and the relationships I forged there. And so I literally left there with brothers. And my golf, just my whole persona and enjoyment of the game has just gone to another level, man.
Yeah, I mean it's really weird because it puts a lot of stuff into perspective, right? And puts a lot of things into focus, and you don't expect it to happen. But then for me, it was like I was on that plane, I was getting back home, and I just started thinking about everything, and I just kind of started realizing of yeah, I would love to win the belt. I'd love my 15 minutes of fame, kind of thing. But at the end of the day, not having that belt wasn't the end all be all, and that really wasn't what it was about, kind of thing. So it's kind of silly because here we are talking about golf. Here we are talking about, the Grandaddy, an event that's, you can't explain it. You can try, but you can't. You just have to experience it, right? So it's awesome at the same time that, it affects people similarly in the sense of how it just it grounds you again, and it makes you realize, from my perspective, it kind of restores faith in humanity a little bit, right? There's so much crap going on. You bring 12 other guys with 12 different backgrounds. You got to expect the odds are going to be you're not going to get along, but then you slowly realize that you do. You slowly realize that you build these bonds, and to build them over 4 or 5 days, which in the grand scheme of things isn't a lot of time,
right?
But strength that's there, it's uncanny, and it's awesome to see, and that's just a testament to THP and to what the zoo crew do out there.
Yeah, Mike, you brought up the belt, and it made me think. Out of all the people I've told about the Grandaddy, I don't think I've once brought up the belt. And it's not because we didn't win it. It's because that was that was the smallest thing I thought about the whole time. I mean, the golf was great. There's no doubt about that. But man, it's the people and the experience, and not just the teammates, but the zoo crew and everybody involved with that. And it's pretty amazing.
Dude, I got to spend pretty much both days. I spent playing with Luke, either for pretty much 18 holes the first day, 18 holes the second day. Luke is, in my estimation, the funniest cat at Callaway, period, hands down. Dude is hilarious. But he's incredible. One of the nicest guys out there, man. Can sling the ball a mile. But again, to your point, it's about those connections, man. The bus ride home, and I've even reached out to Kev I mean, we're like I said, we're brothers, man. I reached out to Kev and asked him, hey, I need your advice on this, stuff like that. That's amazing to be able to forge that in 5 days. Now, granted, I feel like our team and particularly Frank or Tequila for Cap and Philly V did an incredible job of setting the environment for our team to mesh. And so that took place for me over the course of like 7-8 months. So by the time we got to stepping off the plane and meeting up with guys, I mean, I really felt like I knew these guys. We had been through so much together, family stuff, stuff that never made it to the forum, was just kind of kept in the midst because it was personal and we had become that close. And so when we got off the plane, it was literally like I've known these guys for years. And that continues. But to be able to accomplish that, to your point, Mike, it speaks to the significance of what THP is doing specifically with the forum, and then beyond that, what Callaway is able to do as a brand, and just going above and beyond with this event.
Yeah, I mean, I tell people also, it's sure, I'll admit, Callaway Homer, and I've had some other OEMs in my bag since 2015, but I've always gravitated back to them. Do they put the best stuff out there? Debatable, right? Everybody's different. Every golf swing is different. Everybody wants something different out of their bag. But for me, as I've evolved as a golfer, as I've evolved as a father and as a friend, things are different for me. Things, that were important in 2015 aren't important in 2019, and so I look at Callaway as a lifestyle brand that makes golf clubs.
Right.
That's the way I look at it. They want us to have fun. They want to enjoy the game. They want to grow the game. And oh, by the way, if you choose, they got some badass clubs for you to play with. Right. So kind of going back to Luke, I'm excited for him going to that Odyssey event.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah.
I didn't take some Advil and Gatorade and bananas. So I don't have a hangover and don't cramp up or whatever, because 10 o'clock Luke scares me a little bit. But
did you go get your lottery ticket, man? So let's just
here we go.
No doubt.
You got the assistant captain position. You got into the Odyssey event. And you got Duke in the.
I forgot about Duke.
Duke didn't work out. Okay, we saw that.
Didn't work out, but at the time, we all thought they were a sure bet, right? So I was like, Mike, you got to go get a ticket, man. You got to this week, like that's crazy.
That was a pretty good 4 or 5 day stretch there that I've had in a long time. So I'll own it. It was fun, and when it was going down, I looked at my wife and I was like, man, I just can't. It's one of those things you just can't believe it. You can't believe how blessed you are to kind of even experience something like that. But yeah, it's crazy. And kind of going back to your talking about Phil and Tequila for Cap, Frank. I like that dynamic, right? I like that assistant captain thing, because the captain is as much responsibility as he has on his plate. He still deserves to experience this as one of the regular guys.
Yeah.
And I hate using that word deserves, but he's there for a reason. He's shepherding these guys. He's kind of managing everything. But at the same time, there shouldn't be a reason for him not to minimize his experience of the whole thing. And so that's where I think Phil was invaluable. And talking to Chris, that's where I'm just trying to kind of let him lean on me and just kind of try to throw out there what I think is going to happen, because every year something's different. Every year things have changed, and it's never the same thing. But the constant is be prepared to be wowed, be prepared to be knocked off your feet, and be prepared just when you think it's over and it's done with, you turn the corner and there's something else getting thrown at you, right? So it's trying to get them in that mindset of it's going to come fast, it's going to come quick. But you gotta have to kind of compartmentalize a little bit and just kind of try to see the bigger picture as you're going.
So let me ask you this, man. So obviously with you having gone in 2015 and then you've seen the event evolve, right? So it hasn't been identical to what you went through or what you experienced. It's changed over time. You've got that benchmark. And even though other people have kind of seen and experienced it vicariously through teams that have gone before, this team, the team that's emerging, obviously really everybody on this chat knows, has no idea what's in store for them. There's no way you can prepare for it, right? So having had that benchmark, how do you navigate your position in supporting the cast as they come along, and along the way kind of steering everyone towards the ultimate goal of the event?
Yeah, I've thought about that a lot, and I think one, it's going to depend on who the participants are, right?
Right.
I think everybody's different. Everybody's going to take something different away from it. I think at the end of the day, again, you just kind of have to ground yourself a little bit and kind of let's think about what's really important, right? Is the fitting important? Right. Yeah, the fitting's important, but don't grind over every shot, hit 80 golf balls because you can't find the perfect shot.
Right.
Go in there, fit to your miss, hit a couple of good ones. Those are your baselines for your best shots, and move on down the road, right? I mean, my kind of preaching to them or my kind of story to them that I want to give them, and kind of the foundation I want to lay is, don't get caught up in the little things, right? Don't get caught up in the things that you can't control. I mean, your golf is going to be your golf swing, right? Don't go spend $1,000 on lessons because you think you have to kind of have a certain type of swing at the hideaway, right? If you want to get a baseline on your gear, if you want to get a baseline on what your fitting is to make your fitting go smoother, yeah, sure, go do that. But, I just want to give these guys perspective of what they're up against, what we're looking at. And at the end of the day, yeah, you're going to play 36 holes of golf in arguably some of the best conditions in the best course that you'll ever step foot on.
Right.
That doesn't define this event, right? It kind of goes back to the belt. Yeah, everybody wants the belt. Everybody wants that thing to come back to THP and kind of, put one of those, Hall of Fame tags next to your name on the left-hand side of the form, right? But, that's not what the end-all be-all is, because you guys have been out there. You're in the middle of it. Those guys are cheering you on as much as you're cheering them on, and even though it's a competition, at least it was for us, we were given 3, 4, and 5 footers. I wasn't making people putt a 5-foot putt. Hey, pick it up. Let's go to the next one, kind of deal. So
unless you're friendly and boater.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Totally different story.
In full transparency, I might have made D-Nev's putt at a 3-footer just because I needed him to make it once. I need to see one go in, then I'll give him the rest of them, right?
Yeah, we made we made Velardo put a few of them out, but once he got rolling, he was rolling, man.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to ground the guys and not get too high, because it's easy kind of get caught up in everything. But I want them to enjoy it. I want them to soak it all in, but I don't want it to kind of encompass them to where, the focus is kind of shifted from the bigger picture, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah,
cool, man.
That's a big part of it. Just come in relaxed, really. Don't stress about it. But so I've got a question for you, Mike. Obviously, when you joined the team your first time as a participant, it was overwhelming, right? There was so much to look forward to. You didn't really know what to look forward to. What are you looking forward to the second go around as the assistant captain compared to when you were a participant the first time?
Man, I think I'm anxious and I'm ready to kind of get there and look at it from the outside looking in, so to speak, right? Just to kind of like, and it sounds silly, but like the proud dad looking at his kids at Christmas morning, kind of going through their paces and doing everything that they're doing, kind of thing. Because I've already been through it, right? And even though it might be different, I'm looking at from a perspective of the pressure off. And one of my biggest regrets from 2015 was I put too much emphasis on the golf, and I kind of lost my way a little bit during the competition. And I kind of started grinding a little bit, and I kind of, I missed that last day. I was kind of upset with myself a little bit because I missed a little bit of what the overall event was about, and that should have been me. So much point to where the minute I got on the bus, I was just emotionally spent, and I started crying, and it's just kind of one of those things where you put yourself and you take yourself so high emotionally for all the wrong reasons, right?
Right.
Focus for all the wrong reasons. And I should have just let it go, just played and have fun. And I think, again, that's just what I want to do, right? I want to take a step back, let this team know that it's about fun. It's about more than the final score after, both days kind of thing. But to you guys, I mean, from an inside perspective, you get picked. What tips do you guys have, or what's the first thing that you want somebody to kind of think about? You've been through it. You went through the whole process. If your name gets called, how do you compartmentalize that? How do you process that?
And looking back now, I mean, there's so much to get excited for. Right. But I think the thing for me is at that time, you don't realize, Clayton said it earlier, how fast it all goes by.
Right.
I mean, it's a whirlwind from the moment you get there. You do so much, and it's all so much fun, but it goes by so fast. So really taking those mental pictures and just soaking it in as it goes along, I think that's a big thing. It was something that I probably overlooked at the beginning, is just really, really pay attention to what's going on the whole time, because it's going to be over in a minute. So just soak it up.
I think for me, one thing I would change off top, I would have taken more pictures. And I would have taken more pictures with the guys that were out there instead of just of the guys that are out there. I was snapping shots here and there of guys swinging the golf club and standing over putts and whatnot, but I wish I would have got more pictures with the guys from the zoo crew with my team. And I think for me, you hit the nail on the head. Like a lot of times we're going in, you can get lost in the golf and you're just grinding your axe trying to get your swing to a certain place. And you can't, like, I set myself up for failure in day one because I had put so much into prep. When my swing fell apart on me out there, it just like I just took a mental dive, man. And so thankfully I had Philly V out there, man, who was like the man, he's like the your cool, laid back uncle out there giving you the voice of reason. You know, like, chill out, dude. Like, relax, man. He was like, he literally told me, like, stop, dude, look around. Like, do you see the mountains over there? You see, like, look around, look where you are, and just kind of put it in perspective, man. So I think those are, I mean, I could give a 1,000 tips, but really, to Kev's point, man, you got to enjoy it because the reality is, chances are you'll never be there again, right? And so you're going to swing the golf club again. You're going to do a lot of you're going to chip again. You're going to putt again, but you may not ever see the Zoo Crew guys again. You may not, like for us, man, you know, for a 2018 team, we want to have a reunion. But the challenge is you got 13 guys that have to try and put a schedule together. Is that, you know, going to be easy? No. So there's a lot of things that when you're there, you just got to kind of maximize and just enjoy what the Granddaddy lays at your feet and just says enjoy, because that's what it is, man. It's a feast where you just come and eat as much as you can and go back as full as you can, you know. It's amazing, man. And like I every time I think about it, I start like smiling again because it literally is it just keeps on giving to you, man. And for me, it was so funny realizing how down to earth the Zoo Crew guys are.
Yeah.
Just like really chill, just literally crazy. I can imagine like those guys are together all the time. I'm sure their marketing meetings are probably a little crazy, but man, they're just really cool, two cool guys, and they want you to have as much fun as possible, you know. So that was definitely would be a big focus for me. So yeah. I got a question though. All right. This should be really easy, but favorite food or snack from the from the Hideaway?
Oh, dude, so they had, I can't remember, I think it was a Ben and Jerry's, like cookie dough ice cream bar. That thing was good.
So I gotta throw mine into categories, right? So non-alcoholic, Gatorade in a can.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Gatorade in a can. I mean, that sounds so silly, but man, that was like some of the best Gatorade I ever had, right?
Right.
Alcohol-wise, obviously the blueberry infused vodka lemonades, those are good. You know, the drink ninjas are amazing. You know, they just come out of nowhere. Food-wise, yeah, I mean, I guess we have to give breakfast sliders an honorary mention, right? Those damn things are so good. But I tell you what, that at the turn, those ladies were making tacos for us one day at the turn, in that little kind of grill area thing. Good Lord, they made some of the best tacos I had at the turn in a long time. And I'm Mexican, I love tacos, but they had some great food, and I was just kind of like, oh man, it's crazy, but it's almost everything, right? I mean, you hate to say it, but it's everything. You know.
I gotta admit though, for me, man, there was like sliders and then probably Choco Tacos.
You got face on a golf ball. I don't think there's any secret there, my friend.
Man, you know what's crazy? Like after I had the first slider, I was eyeballing the little silver flip container they had over there. I was like, man, they're getting low. Like, circle back.
The question is, how many did you smuggle into your bag on the way home?
Man, listen, I had a lot of foil, bro. I had a lot of foil.
Are you the first person to call the Hideaway shop asking if they can send you sliders instead of merchandise?
Yeah. Man, there was one pullover I wish I had gotten. JB wore in this giveaway. It had the blue like military fatigue.
Yeah, that was
fire, man. I hate I missed that one.
Hey, there's another tip. Get stuff. I mean, overdo it at the gift shop, because I did the same way. I wish I would have got some more. I mean, I spent enough as it was, but man, don't let that opportunity slide.
Yeah, they had a pretty
monthly reminder, like pad that stash, man. Like all throughout the year, man. So when it's time to go, you're ready.
Yeah, that 2015, I had a pretty steep bill, and it's kind of funny because I didn't get a putter cover. I was like, I got everything but a dang putter cover.
Wow.
Just I got pullover shirts and a bunch of other stuff. I got a belt and it was just crazy because I started looking at my Amex bill and I'm like, I got all this stuff and I don't have a putter cover. So that's the first thing I'm gonna do when I get back there is I get to that pro shop and that's the other thing too for the guys that go this year. Try to find that spot where you can get to the pro shop because you get so busy. Next thing you know, your pro shop time is running low and you got to get in there and kind of make a mad run for everything.
And they restock, right? So you don't just make one trip because that's how I missed JB's pullover, man. I'm still salty about that. So it's definitely that, man.
Yeah,
that's gonna be fun. I can't wait to see you go to this, Mike, because one of my favorite parts of last year, every now and then, like between holes, I'd look over at JB and Philly V, and they're just in like a euphoric state, man. They're just over there cheesing, like they're just it does something to you, man. So it's gonna be really cool seeing you back out there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm super happy for Chris. I think Chris is going to do well. Chris is one of those guys from a captain perspective that he brings that kind of even keel. He's like so chill that he'll get everything going and kind of thing. And him and I have been chatting already. We got a good rapport. First thing I told him is that, dude, this is your team. This isn't anything. You're running this show. I'm just here to help you make sure that you don't fall into the holes and navigate the pitfalls kind of thing. And and again, you have to experience this as a participant and a captain as well, so that he can get the fullest experience of it. But once you get out there and you see those courses, and even with the crappy weather, you just kind of turn around and you look and you see everything that's around you, and you just start smiling. So, I'm excited to get out there. You guys, I can't thank the 2018 team enough. You guys laid an awesome foundation of kind of where to kind of pick up and go from there, especially with Philly B kind of showing how this assistant captain thing works. I have some ideas of how to help the team, but at the same time, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? I mean, just keep rolling with it.
Yeah. Well, I think the nice thing is, so, when your year is done, it's kind of a bummer. You get let down a little bit, but you worry about, okay, what's the next year's team going to bring, right? You feel like you did a good job and you want the next team to succeed as much as you feel like you did. And so seeing you and Chris pop up as the captain and the assistant captain, man, I can tell you our team is excited for it because there couldn't be two better guys, more engaged guys. I mean, Mike, your passion for the Grandaddy is, evident. All you have to do is see a post on the forum about it or talk about it once, and and then Chris McLovin is going to be just an awesome captain. He's a great guy, super engaged. It's in good hands. You guys are going to rock it.
Yeah, I mean, you guys know this isn't a given year to year. It's got to be earned. And so we're going to do everything that we can do to make sure that we don't give anybody a reason to not bring this thing back, right? Everything that we're trying to do and that we will do, we'll just just keep building on the foundation that you guys laid and all the teams before you, just to make sure that if it does come back and if the powers that be decide to bring this one back, we've been in good hands and the next 13 guys can experience the feelings and the whirlwind of emotions that we did when we were there.
Absolutely, man. I'm hoping my son gets a chance to go one day, man. So, no, seriously, I can't agree with Kev more, man. Obviously the team hasn't filled out yet, but I know our squad, we're cheering you guys on, man. We know you guys are going to carry the torch well. I have no doubt in my mind, especially with Mike G on the squad, man. I'm excited to see what they roll out for you guys and just see another 12, 13 guys go through this again, man. It's exciting. It's going to be weird being on this side, obviously, like Kev said. Like I literally, I think Matt Peterson posted in the 2018 thread today, and I was like, oh, bringing it back, man. But, it's cool because we still get to obviously review the equipment and talk about the awesome stuff we got. But it's time for the new squad, man. So we're behind you guys 100%.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And again, like I said, we're going to do everything we can to shine up that G. let it kind of stick out there like a little bat signal,
Right.
for everybody to see. And I mean, I'm excited, man. I can't wait to get out there. I've got to kind of temper my expectations in terms of my emotions because this event means a lot to me for a lot of different reasons. The golf is a part of it, but where I was in 2015, going through this journey and going through Grandaddy, everything that's happened since then, it's I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed, and I love this event. I love everybody that I spent time with this event. I love talking about this event, and just to know that individuals like yourselves are behind us, have that support not only from you but from the past teams forum. That all that does is set us up for success, man. And I'm excited for that.
Awesome, man. Well, I'm interested to see what they do on equipment, man. I honestly don't even know how they top this year, man. But obviously it's Callaway, so
Yeah,
I'll find a way.
Yeah,
Doc Hawk's in a mad lab somewhere.
Yeah, he's got something up his sleeve, man.
So
For
my
sure.
bag's done. My Grandaddy 2.0 bag's done. As soon as those irons get in here, I'm ready to rock and roll. So
Nice.
they're just delayed a little bit, but it is what it is. I got soccer, with the kids right now, so I can't golf as much as I want to. But yeah, I'm excited for the guys. The gear, again, everybody knows that's what gets everybody engaged because it's the gear that you're going to get. But then again, that's one of the other responsibilities that we can't forget. That post event, that's when it starts, right? That's why you got to roll up the sleeves, get to work, and pay homage and pay respects and be thankful and honestly review what you got so that you can keep going on down the road and everybody else can hopefully try to get another shot at this thing.
Yeah. I know for me and Kev, we got some creative things planned. I think Kev's just trying to get past the tundra, the ice and snow there.
I think we're past it. It snowed this morning, but I was on a putting green this afternoon, so we're good.
Say it snowed this morning and say we're past it too.
I was on a putting green this afternoon. We're good.
Let's give it at least 2-3 days in a row with no snow before we say
Right.
We got tee times this weekend. We're good.
Yeah, but you guys playing the snow anyway. You just brush it to the side.
That's right. That's what they make colored balls for, my friend.
Yeah, man, I'm spoiled. If it's anything less than 55, I ain't out there.
Man, you hear me? I don't do it, bro.
I'm inside.
55 is shorts weather.
Man. It is.
I'll wave. I'll be like, all right.
Yeah. Yeah, cool, man. Well, listen, Mike, we're gonna have to catch up with you again. Especially, we got to catch up after your trip to the Odyssey event, man. That'll put you a little bit closer. You'll have had a chance to sit down with Sean and Luke, and I'm sure you guys have some G talk going on there, man. So
definitely. And I think hopefully we can get Chris out of his CPA desk and get him on one of these videos and pick his brain a little bit. I know he's got some heavy work weeks right now, but I'd like to hear from Chris, and I think you guys talking to Chris would be a pretty good perspective to see where he's at. Obviously, he's super humble, and I've talked to him, but I think the forum deserves to hear from him. I think the forum needs to know a little bit more about him, who he is, and just kind of put him out there because he's solid as they come, man. And I can't wait to be out there with him, helping him along.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick, man. So we definitely got a schedule with him. I've reached out to him already, so I'm sure we'll talk and get something scheduled so we can at least get some chatting in with him.
It sounds good. Hey, I mean, I enjoy this. We need to do this again. And post Odyssey event, I'll see if I can hang with 10 o'clock Luke.
Good luck and God bless, man.
Hey, man, it's the slippery slope, man. Not too many make it back up.
I literally hid behind Clayton the night at the Nest. I'm kidding. He gave me one shot. It was my birthday. He gave me one shot, and he ordered another, and I knew it was not going to end well, so I went hid behind Clayton.
Yeah, it's always a setup, man. It's always a setup with Luke. That's why you just got to get in and get out, man.
Yep.
You got to get in and get out.
Away from him. Just stay like on the other end of the bar. Put like 5 people between you and him.
Yeah.
So here's a Callaway idea this year. A T-shirt with "I survived 10 o'clock Luke" written on the front would be perfect.
Yeah, that'd be good. Or have each one of the Zoo Cruises face on it, kind of.
I need somebody to pick up the slider face torch, though, man. I need somebody to do that.
I'm not sure anyone could do that.
Yeah, I don't know if they could do it as well as you can, but I'll find somebody.
Cool, man. Hey, listen, guys, I appreciate you guys joining again. We'll have to do this again. Man, I love the Granddaddy, love this squad. So looking forward to 2019 getting rolling here.
Yeah, absolutely. I enjoyed it too, man. You guys have a great week, and we'll do this thing again.
You bet.
All
Enjoy
right.
the ride, Mike. Talk
All
to you
right.
guys later.
Thanks, guys.
Peace.